For the first time, AKAPAD, we're doing a series on this podcast, the Film Buff Podcast. 1,100, 1,200 episodes deep. We haven't done a dedicated series that's branded the way that we're doing this one. And it's baseball. Hopefully you like baseball. Hopefully you're into baseball season. But if you're not, I try and discuss what this game means to Americana, to the filmmakers, and how they wedge it all into a movie with success, sometimes with a masterpiece, and sometimes with something we just like to watch. AKA Patters, it's the Film Buff Baseball Movie Series. Let's go. The Rookie of the Year, 1993. I don't know. I think we're doing a lot of good work with these baseball movies. We keep redefining like these subgenres and how, just for example, like The Natural, Robert Redford is just one of the great mythic sports movie, probably the greatest sports movie. Field of Dreams, the soul of the game. There's no other sports movie that approaches that. Recently we did Moneyball. I can't think of a football movie, basketball movie, tennis movie, golf movie that gets into the mind of a game as much as Moneyball does. And then here we go. Rookie of the Year, Thomas Ian Nicholas. This is the kid in the movie. And this movie is directed by Daniel Stern. We know him from Home Alone. Daniel Stern might be one of the last great physical American comics that we have. His physicality on set it's second to Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey, we can say, overblown, overhyped. Daniel Stern is exactly that, not overhyped. So we get this movie that is the childhood wonder of a sport. What Daniel Stern is able to direct, and he's only directed one movie, aka Power, and recently too we were talking about The Mirror Has Two Faces. Barbara Streisand, she's only directed 3 movies. Some actors only have a movie or 2 in them, and the reason for that is they have to get it out of their system probably, or they come across a fantastic idea and they have some stroke in Hollywood and they can just help usher get a project done. Daniel Stern, you think, would have went on to direct more and more. He gets incredible performances out of this kid, so much so when I was watching it recently, I was just having flashbacks to when I was younger, and you would hope to be this kid. You would hope to be in the scenario. And we get a story that, I mean, given this is a child that signs a Major League Baseball contract that, through one of the great endings of any movie. I always loved the ending of this movie. The kid wins a World Series, and we always wanted to be that. The sports that we grow up watching and loving, it's a very Americana thing. This is red, white, and blue, because we're given privileges not seen around the world. That's what I mean about it's uniquely American to grow up thinking to enter into a major sport and to do it. And we want to do it sometimes when we're younger. We want to be the kid in this movie. We need a movie like this. AK Patters, my film buffers. And then welcome back. A little bit of a long intro there. Peter A. DeLuca, the obsessive film buff. 1,200 episodes deep. Coming to you with some nice cold iced coffee from Center City, Philadelphia. Not far, not much of a mile from the historic City Hall, one of the greatest structures ever erected by human hands. This movie's necessary because I think it exercises the demons of youth. And the way how they build the story, the first 33 minutes explain medically how this kid can throw a 103-mile-an-hour fastball, how he gets an injury, and how his body heals and repairs itself to a supernatural element in a way, even though it's medically explained. The ownership of the team, the desperation of the team to finding this kid, signing him, the way that the kid is discovered, the Cubs. It takes place in Chicago. Again, a storied franchise that came up through the 80s. There's so many 80s movies like Billy Crystal running around with the Chicago Cubs hat, Perfect Strangers, right? The Wrigley Field opening sequence. We have a storied, struggling team. No one's in the stands. This kid, two of his friends are there. He's coming out of a broken arm, broken rotator cuff, or whatever part of his arm. And we have a great sequence too, montage in school where he's going through 4 or 5 months of the school year with his arm raised up. He heals. His mom buys him tickets. They end up in the stands, and he throws the ball back because the opposing team home runs. You throw back, and it's just one of those moments that shocks everyone. He throws the ball, hits the catcher. Everyone's shocked. John Candy's in this. I totally forgot that John Candy was in this movie. He's there trying to eat a hot dog. He's frozen, and then it's a mad rush to find this kid, sign this kid, and I will say, like, as we approach the third act, his stepfather, mother's boyfriend, who becomes his agent, the kid gets bought or sold or traded to the New York Yankees. So we get these elements of the game, just trading, using players, abusing players, just disregarding talent, and some of that too. It's fine, it's necessary. That's just the way it's built. You gotta have a tough skin. And we get a little bit of coming of age where him and his friends are making a boat, they're fixing a boat to, get into the favor of a high school or middle school crush. All of these things, and what Daniel Stern does, he bookends this entire movie with a incredible transition. I'll describe it to you. We open up John Candy announcing the home opener. Yeah, so I mean, we had that a couple days ago here in Philly. The Cubs, not so great. First opposing batter up, smacks a home run. And right when we think the outfield is going to catch the ball, it cuts away to this kid playing a Little League game, catching a ball against a wall. And here we go. We're introduced to Henry Rowan Gunter, who a little bit of a running gag in this movie. No one pronounces the last name right. And at the end of this movie, the kid loses his juice. The ball gets smacked towards the home run wall, right? Transitions to the kid catching another ball during a Little League game, and then that's where it's just revealed. Like Gary Busey, who was kind of getting into the mother a little bit. He's coaching the team, and we get this like nice packaged circle. We get a nice perfect bookend. We get these transitions that and Daniel Stern is very intelligent with some of these transitions. He does have a way of jumping from scene to scene. I love how this movie begins. I love how this movie ends. I always liked the ending of this. I think just for if you want to call it a kids movie, this is one of the all-time kid movie endings, and it's the perfect wrap of a child fantasy just realized. And are we in a little bit of goofiness? We are, but I just always have a good time watching this flick. It used to come on Cinemax or HBO a lot, and I just had a run of watching this movie as I was growing up. Must have been around the mid 90s. But AKAPAD, Rookie of the Year. It's not the Sandlot. This is what I consider the greatest children's or child or preteen or teen baseball movie of all time. I love you guys. Rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.